Still with us is Antonio Q, President and CEO of AgriNurture Inc. and many other companies besides. And of course, Melissa Hecolea with your money questions.
Hello.
Great story, huh?
Yeah, it is really.
Interesting.
So we have a lot of viewers with more questions for you. And the first one comes from Adrian Campos, who asks, what and who influenced you to invest in stocks while you were in college? And a related question from Jason Modena, who asks, how and where did you get your money investing in stocks even during your college days? What are the ways to set aside money from your allowance for you to invest in stocks?
Well, first, I think the idea to invest in stock came across my mind after one of those professors we have were talking about the accounting standard of how debit and credit works and how the equity is measured, and she slightly talked about the stock market. So the next day I started reading the stock market page of the newspaper, and I realized it's actually very exciting. So the normal the tradition of Chinese Filipino families, every Christmas the elders will give you a red envelope with money.
Sure, apao.
So those are the ang pao.
Yeah.
Those are money that I set aside.
I like seeing those red envelopes.
And instead of using it to buy luxury items, I kept them and invest in stocks.
Ah, interesting.
How was your first foray into the stock market?
Well, there's always beginner's luck. So my first attempt gave me 20% return in a week.
Wow.
So
okay.
you know, if during those times, if a few thousand peso, that's good enough for you to spend for your first date. But it's all about budgeting. So the question is, how do you save your allowance and use them? It's all about budgeting. You have to look at your cash flow. How much is your parent giving you? How much do you really need to spend? And then you have the excess. And then excess, you have to decide where do you want to do. You want to save it? You want to spend it? You want to invest it?
You chose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Invest.
It's all about budgeting.
Right. Okay. The next question we have is from Andre. He asks, what are your strategies in investing in stocks? So you talked a little bit about how you started. So what strategies did you have?
Well, strategy is to stop, look, listen, and then study hard on which actually has the most promising potential. Do not join the bandwagon of people hyping up the stock, because what goes up will go down. So you have to look at things on a fundamental basis. You actually have to look at who is actually running the business. Of course, you do not, for example, people like me, I'm 37. If I'm buying a stock where the CEO is 70 years old, then something is wrong with my brain. I have to invest on younger people. So when I get old, I'm expecting something.
Right.
So are you mostly invested in blue chips?
No.
Okay. What are
No,
you mostly
right.
invested in?
Well, I invest in promising stocks, promising second liners. I invest in companies where CEO are more aggressive and younger than me,
I see.
and with the right intention.
Now, Adrian Campos asks, which is a better commodity, food or gold?
Well, not because I'm in food that I have to
Say food.
to tell you that it's food, but I grew up with my great-grandmother, who happened to live across 2 world wars. So during those World War time, they actually have to throw away gold in order to run faster. So what will happen in the near future? I think it doesn't need a genius to tell you that food is the next commodity that is going to be the most sought after thing. We're running out of land to grow more fruits and vegetables. We're running out of good quality water. So agriculture is the place to be.
Which leads me to the question of Alan here. Which segment of agriculture will boom in the next 10 to 20 years?
Well, honestly,
What do you see?
I cannot really predict the future, but based on the experience that I have gathered in the last 15 years of direct participation in the industry, I think there's a lot of room for growth in high-value crops and vegetables. Because if you analyze it, why is the Japanese farmer, Korean farmer, Taiwanese farmers rich and we are poor? On a per capita basis, we have 2.2 hectares per person, which is significantly bigger
Larger
than them.
than Japan.
Yeah. So why is it? Because they produce high-value crops and we don't. So in Philippines per se, I think we have the most beautiful climate, the most fertile soil. We just have to plant the right crop, market it properly. High-value crops such as
What examples?
salad items, lettuces,
Lettuce.
let's say spices. Let's say the cut flowers. The next level, next bracket will be things like banana, pineapple,
Right.
things like this, and
So-
you can do further value added processes
Right.
to generate export.
Wonderful. Now, what's the roadblock? Why isn't it happening yet?
Well, you need visionary that can put dreams into reality. And actually, by clustering, if somebody can put everything into one major masterpiece, we can actually trigger a lot of new ideas that will come out. For example, answering this particular question, there could be a potential in terms of agri-tourism. There's actually not much interesting
Nothing yet, no? Yeah.
in that spectrum. So if we can really cluster interesting farms together and then spend money to develop them, there's a lot of beautiful scenic agricultural sites.
In the
Okay, great.
Right.
Thank you so much, Tony. Anyway, send us your money questions via email, Facebook, or Twitter, and we'll try to answer them in our upcoming episodes or on our next Q&A Friday.
And that's our show today. I'm Edric Mendoza. Join us again tomorrow for more talk and tips so you're always right on the money.